Hello, it's Connie here again, teacher for our Young Authors programme at Kelly Young Project. In our last video, we looked at conflict in fiction and agreed that an exciting plot is often fueled by challenges, disagreements, or catastrophe. We focused in on three different types of conflict: character versus self, character versus character, and character versus nature. This video is going to introduce you to three more types of conflict found in fiction. First up, we have character versus supernatural. Often seen in horror and fantasy stories, this type of conflict sees a character come up against a supernatural force. We can think of a supernatural force as something that defies the laws of nature and scientific understanding. Our protagonist could be battling against a supernatural character, such as a blood-sucking vampire or vengeful witch. Equally, they could be contending with the supernatural force of fate, desperately trying to find the agency to change their destiny. Stephen King often uses character versus supernatural conflict in his fiction plots. For example, in his horror novel It, a group of children are terrorized by a shape-shifting being that can shift into the shape of their phobias and worst fears, often a terrifying clown. Our next type of conflict is character versus technology, sometimes also called characters versus machine. This conflict often drives science fiction and dystopian plots, usually in the form of an innovation that's been taken too far or has spiraled out of control. Think artificial intelligence turning on its creator, or technology being used to oppress people and control every aspect of their lives. In George Orwell's dystopian classic 1984, a form of technology called telescreens are used to track people's movements, conversations, and even thoughts. Winston, the protagonist, desperately tries to fight against this surveillance in order to live a happier, more free life. Our final type of conflict is character versus society. This is a type of external conflict often characterized by rebellion. It could be rebellion against societal norms, or how we're supposed to act, a government, or family expectations. A character may be motivated to stand against society by a moral sense of right and wrong, or a desire for freedom, justice, or love. Romeo and Juliet, perhaps Shakespeare's most famous play, centers on a character versus society conflict. Romeo and Juliet are from two warring families, meaning that they can't be together. However, they choose love over their families, rebelling to defy their expectations. Next week, we'll be focusing on how you can develop realistic, interesting characters in your own writing.